Hello English learners, and welcome to today's advanced lesson. Today is part 2 of Inversion. If you haven't seen part 1 on Inversion, or if you are not familiar with what Inversion is, you can watch part 1 here. Basically, Inversion is swapping the position of the subject and the verb, or very often the auxiliary verb or modal verb and the subject. We do this in sentences for dramatic effect or style, or for emphasis, or for formality. Today I want to talk about how we can use inversion in our conditional sentences. If you're not familiar with your conditionals, then this lesson is going to be a little advanced for you. I have video lessons on all of the conditionals, so if you fall into this category, you can find these lessons on this channel. So with that little caveat, let's dive straight in. We can use inversion in first conditionals, second conditionals, third conditionals, and our mixed conditionals. In first conditionals, we replace if with should. The meaning is exactly the same, just more formal. For example, our normal first conditional sentence might be, if I lose my job, I'll be upset. This becomes, should I lose my job, I'll be upset. Now we have a modal verb before our subject. And this is not a question, this is a statement, a conditional statement, so we have an inversion. Another one. If I win lotto, I'll buy a Ferrari. More formal is, should I win lotto, I'll buy a Ferrari. In first conditional sentences, we can replace the results clause with an imperative. And this is often done using inversion in written forms, such as in guidelines or regulations, on signs, in legal documentation, or even just formal emails. Notice the inversion in these examples to add formality. Should you require more information, please don't hesitate to contact me. This is a more formal way of saying, if you require more information, please don't hesitate to contact me. Or we could say, should you damage any equipment, you will have to pay for the repairs. This is the more formal way of saying, if you damage any equipment, you will have to pay. The patterns for conditional, if and should, are fairly similar. But note that if clauses follow normal tense conjugation patterns, with adding s for the third person singular, whereas conditionals with should take the base verb, as modal verbs always do. For example, if something bad happens with an S, call the police. Should something bad happen, call the police. All right, let's move on to second conditionals. This time we replace if with were. An example, a normal second conditional sentence, if I lost my job, I'd be upset. Inverted for formality or style, were I to lose my job, I'd be upset. So what did I do here? All I've done is I've replaced if with were and changed the verb to the to infinitive form. If the normal conditional sentence uses was or were in the if clause, it's even simpler. If I were cold, I'd put my jacket on. This becomes, were I cold, I'd put my jacket on. Okay, second conditional uses were instead of if. The third conditional uses had. So first, a normal third conditional sentence. If I had lost my job, I would have been upset. This becomes, had I lost my job, I'd have been upset. Exactly the same meaning, just more formal. So what did I do here? All I did was replace if with had and inverted the subject and the verb. Had I known about his past, I wouldn't have done business with him. Had you studied harder, you might have passed the exam. Okay, all examples of inverted third conditional. And finally, we can even invert mixed conditionals. We follow exactly the same rules as second conditionals and third conditionals. So a normal mixed conditional with the second conditional as the if clause. If he were a nicer person, he wouldn't have stolen my money becomes, were he a nicer person, he wouldn't have stolen my money. And if we have the third conditional first, an example could be, if I'd gone to the party Saturday night, I'd be tired now. This becomes, had I gone to the party Saturday night, I'd be tired now. Okay, so that is an overview of how to form conditional sentences using inversion. I like it. I think used carefully and sparingly, it can really add a little style to your writing, so don't be afraid to use it. It's actually much simpler than most people think, as I hope I have demonstrated for you in today's lesson. If you have any questions on today's topic, just leave them in the comment section, or even better, write some conditional sentences using inversion in the comment section, and I can give you my feedback on these. Apart from that, have a great day. I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe and give the lesson a big thumbs up if it helped you out. And yeah, I'll see you in a few days for the next lesson. Cheers.